Hello, coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting developing stories. We are going to begin with Ansu Fati talking about making it to Spain's World Cup squad. Ansu Fati said it was a huge happiness. We are going to be discussing more on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about Pedri Gonzalez. The midfield maestro recently makes a bold promise ahead of the World Cup. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, before we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Last week, Spain manager Luis Enrique announced his 26-man squad list for the upcoming FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. As many as 7 Barcelona players made the cut, including a certain Ansu Fati. The 20-year-old has endured a difficult season so far, as he has largely been used as a substitute by manager Xavi Hernandez at Barca. Given his trysts with injuries over the past couple of seasons, the Catalans decided to exercise caution with Ansu Fati. However, it looked like the approach might cost Fati a spot in the World Cup squad, especially after Enrique had opted not to include the La Masia ace in the Spain squad during the last international break. But the Spain manager decided to take a gamble on Fati for the tournament in Qatar, and the Barcelona youngster is elated at being included in the squad. Talking to the national team's official media channels, Ansu Fati said, "I'm very happy to be here. When the list came out, I was training and watching TV in the locker room, and it was a huge happiness." After announcing the squad, Enrique admitted that Fati's inclusion was a doubt until the very last moment, and the Barcelona prospect is ready to repay the faith shown by the national team boss. He said, "I come with great enthusiasm, wanting to help my teammates in every way I can. Hopefully, we can have a great World Cup," he said. Despite the team being very young, Ansu Fati insisted that Spain have great self-belief and will fight for the trophy, he said. "You have to always believe. We are going to fight for everything," the forward said. Fati has played in each of Barcelona's 20 matches this season in all competitions. However, only 5 of them have been from the start, but he has managed to score and assist 3 goals apiece. A good run in the World Cup could be just what the 20-year-old needs to rediscover his best form after an injury-laden spell. Ansu Fati finally made it to the World Cup after serious doubts about his inclusion. Quite remember the first international break when he wasn't called by Luis Enrique. He was not happy. He tried to control his anger, but it still showed that he was not happy about that. Of course, it was a great delight to see Ansu Fati part of Luis Enrique's squad, and Enrique admitting after he have called the names in the media, saying that Ansu Fati's inclusion came like it was a big doubt until the very last moment. So you can imagine that they were still contemplating on that, but they finally took him, in the light of the player who in this interview, you can see a very happy Ansu Fati who sees like the best moment of his life going to the World Cup, his first ever World Cup, as many other youngsters who will be going there, Pedri, Gavi, and so on and so forth, playing their first World Cup ever. It's something to celebrate. So Spain have a very good squad. Of course, 7 Barca players were called for that squad, just 2 from Real Madrid. So I think Barcelona, we got a lot of players there to watch for the World Cup, and let's see how it performs. It's a very, very young squad, and Enrique has a lot of work to do if he wants to ensure that this team can go very further in the World Cup tournament. So Spain lastly won it in 2010. Since then, they have not been really good in the tournament, and of course, they will be looking to make it on a high this time around. with Luis Enrique at the helm. So let's see how it goes. Ansu Fati have had a great season for Barcelona, but not too great. Of course, not too great the way we all wanted, for the fact that Xavi has been so cautious about his injury stuff. And even though the player was saying, look, I'm 100% fine, I don't understand why Xavi always keep me on the bench. Ansu Fati have started just, I think, 5 matches out of the 20 games he has featured. And it's something that his agent, according to reports, want him to play more. There were even a time that we were talking about George Mendes, saying that maybe Ansu Fati might leave Barcelona if Xavi continued to treat him like this. But I don't know, I doubt. Ansu Fati have a €1 billion release clause, and talking about an exit, it looks so difficult. So let's see how it goes. Then on to the next story of discussion. Speaking at a promotional event in Las Rosas, Barcelona and Spain midfielder Pedri Gonzalez has vowed to cut his hair off if the national team goes on to win the FIFA World Cup. The 19-year-old will play his first ever World Cup later this month. Having been named in the Spanish squad by manager Luis Enrique, Pedri is one among 7 Barcelona stars to be picked in La Roja squad for the tournament in Qatar. Leading up to the tournament, Pedri has now made a promise to shave his head if Spain triumph in the World Cup. He said, "If we win, I will let the hairdresser shave me or do something to me," Pedri said, as quoted by AS. There are a lot of young stars with relatively less experience at the biggest stage in the Spain squad, but Pedri believed that it could prove to be advantageous for the team rather than a hindrance. He said, "The team we have is very young. We really want to do well to win, and that is reflected on the pitch. Instead of going against us, it is an aspect that I think will go in our favor." Pedri has already been a part of Spain's UEFA Euro 2020 squad last year and participated in the Olympic Games in Tokyo as well. So the Barcelona ace claimed that he is not intimidated by the big occasion looming. He said, "It doesn't intimidate me much. It is a dream for me. Being here is really crazy. I face it with great enthusiasm, like the European Championships or the Olympic Games." Complaining about the fixture pile-up and the toll that it takes on players, Pedri said, "There are many competitions and it shows in the legs, but we have a lot of people who care about our health so that we can put on a show that people deserve." Heading into the World Cup, there has been a lot of criticism to host the event in Qatar due to human rights concerns in the country. While many footballers have been outspoken on the matter, Pedro insisted that he wants to remain focused on the game. He said, "The best thing is to focus on football." There was some praise for national team manager Luis Enrique, as the Barca prodigy said, "I am sure that he is the best coach for Spain. He is the one who makes us believe things and who makes us all play better together." Pedri was one of Spain's best players in the Euro last year, and fans will be hoping to see more of the same from the 19-year-old at the World Cup as La Roja look to win the trophy again after the success in 2010. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.